Hello, everyone. My name is Queuety. Thank you so much for that amazing introduction. I don't think I can top that. But we are playing Small Saga, and we are a very angry mouse that is going to kill a god. It's basically Mouse Berserk. I have an incredible commentator with me, if you would like to introduce yourself.
Yeah, hi, my name is moonblazewolf, or you can call me Blaze. I also speedrun this game. I speedrun it at RPG Limit Break 2024, and I'm really excited for Queuety to show you how it's done today.
Awesome. Well, time does not start when we start new games, so just give us 30 seconds here. But this takes place in the underground of London, and it takes place over the course of about a year. Now, if you look up mice live about 2 to 3 years, so this will take a meaningful chunk of Verm's life, and we're going to see him go through quite a lot, starting with this opening section here. We're going to meet first Lance, Verm's brother, and Lance has his own independent skill tree and everything. He won't be needing it, but he does have it. And then we're going to meet Verm, and Verm is but a small wee mouse at this point, just learning how to do mouse things. And then, we're going to be doing basically an isometric RPG. This is an indie game developed by a single person, has incredible pixel artwork, and there's going to be lots of small details, so keep your eye on the background and all the characters and all the fun stuff. This is where time starts as soon as I gain control of Verm. So 3, 2, 1, go.
Stay on my tail, Queuety.
Let's do it. You can see a little chest up there in the top. We're not getting it, but very Mario RPG up there. Crossing the popsicle sticks.
Yeah, there's a lot of fun, like perspective type stuff. Like we'll see common everyday objects making up the world. Queuety already mentioned it's kind of in the underground of London, so a lot of cute little touches and design things here and there.
These are going to be our first enemies. This is Stilton and Bree. They can be Biggs and Wedge, they can be Papyrus and Sands, whatever you think they are, they are. And this is where we learn how to fight. Verm's first ever battle in real life. And he basically asks his brother, how do we do this? We hit them until they fall down. And that's what we're going to be doing. And also the music in this game is fantastic. So keep your ear out for that.
Yep. It's a really nice variety of music as well, so we're gonna definitely be shouting out individual tracks that we love along the way. So,
and then we'll talk about the battle system in the next round, but we're already done with our first fight.
Yep.
And this game does not have an experience system in the way that many RPGs do, so all the experience is set. You level up at set points. We cannot do any grinding. We cannot do any special tricks to get overpowered or anything. Well, we will do some things, but in terms of leveling up and whatnot, that is all predetermined. These little statues are our save points. Each statue will look different and tell a different piece of story or lore. We're gonna hopefully ignore all of them, though maybe we'll take a safety save, we'll see.
Yeah, this game does not have any kind of auto-saving at all, so Queuety is going to be being extra careful in certain fights and even between fights just to make sure that setup is done correctly.
Now, if you paid attention to the title screen, you may have seen a spoiler. That is a very big knife, and soon it will be our very big knife. But first, we have to take it from our boy Saga here. He is the leader of a pirate gang. Note the cute hat there. This is where we can talk a little bit about the battle system. So if you look at the top left, we have health and we have little blue diamonds. Those are our energy points. Every ability takes a certain amount of energy. So you can see here, Mega Shot from Lance takes 2. So we only have enough energy to do 2 of those. And then we get 1 point back every turn. So we're just going to be doing 1 energy attacks for the rest of this until he falls down. Slight bit of RNG is we want Vern to survive the fight. If Vern gets hit in the next spot here, we lose about 3 seconds, but didn't happen. So yay, marathon luck. And between yes, clap for marathon luck. After every fight, we will fully heal and we get all of our stuff back. So there is no like grinding on any of that kind of thing. You can see we got our first set of level up there. So we get 1 skill point for each character. Lance's skill tree will be sadly vacant for all of time. But Verm's skill tree will slowly get built up over time. And then, so what we are doing now, plot-wise, is we are looking for food. We are very hungry little mice, as mice are, and we are going to sneak our way into heaven. Now, heaven is, if you think about mice, what would heaven be? It's a grocery store, because of course it is. Now, the currency in Rodentia is sunflower seeds. So us being greedy little mice, we're gonna go right to the biggest bag of sunflower seeds that we can find, and we are gonna drag it all the way across the floor. So this will take a few minutes for us to get through all of this text and this cutscene and some of this stuff. So if we wanna do any donations or any shout outs or anything, now's a great time.
Absolutely. I've got $100 from Daria. It says, "Good luck and run fast, little mice."
Daria. So for people who don't know, Daria is the developer of this game. I did not know that they would be here. That is amazing. Thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you so much for making this game. We have enjoyed spending many hundreds of hours playing it and not quite breaking it because you did a good job of not making it glitched in any way. So the category is any %, but we do not actually have any glitches because unfortunately Daria did too good of a job. So we are going to use the built-in systems to take advantage of some stuff.
Yeah, we're going to be kind of following a little bit of a glass cannon model once we get to a certain point. There was an item that Queuety picked up after the Saga fight. It's a treasure map. We'll talk more about that in probably about 15 minutes or so, but that is actually an essential pickup for the run, so...
And here, as we mash, you'll start noticing some potential artifacts, like you see some of the arrows were float a little bit. We are mashing so fast and so hard through some of this text that we are actually breaking the text boxes just a little bit. If you look in the background, that is God, one of the gods. So in this universe, humans are gods. That is the yellow god, specifically an exterminator. So any guesses as to why we might want to kill them as the storyline for this game? Well, you're gonna have to find out, but no spoilers.
Yeah. I will also just quickly mention to you, this next scene's a little dark, so yeah, just be forewarned on that. Got to get a proper origin story for your RPG protagonist, though, so.
It can't be Mouse Berserk if there isn't some tragedy here. So yeah, if you are averse to that type of thing, you might want to look away for the next couple of minutes, but I'll let you know when it's done.
It's very much just like wholesome, cartoony violence
Yes.
after this particular scene, so. We also lost all the cute labels, too. That's a shame.
The labels will play a part at the end of this. So Verm is going to develop a bit of a PTSD or a complex around what is about to happen, and you're going to see that materialize a couple of times throughout the game. The game does deal with some heavy themes around loss and identity and disability and other things like that. So we have to get to the point where, unfortunately, some of those things have happened, and that's what's coming up right here. We couldn't get Verm out of the mousetrap. Unfortunately, those things are built to keep us in. So Lance, our brother, is going to do the heroic thing and try to distract the yellow god while Verm continues to try to wiggle out. It is unfortunately not going to go well for Lance here. I do sometimes like to imagine this game from the perspective of the humans. Like, can you, if you were this exterminator and you turn around and a mouse is shooting a bow and arrow, is your response to grab it and crush it to death? I would be impressed personally by the mouse. I'd be like, how did you make the bow and arrow?
Yeah.
But goodbye, Lance, unfortunately. Now, this will be a little bit more for Verm here. So Verm can't get out of the mousetrap and desperately wants to help his brother. So first, we're going to try to attack the mousetrap. And one of the amazing things about this game is it tells a lot of the story through the gameplay mechanics and the game design. So right here, we see we can't do damage to the mousetrap, so we are going to attack our own tail. And you can see based on the health bar, like how much damage we're doing to ourselves in relation to our health as a character and things like that. And then here we are going to take off our tail. And that's the first step in our hero's journey, so to speak.
Yep. Desperate times call for desperate measures.
And then we're going to look up with our sad little eyes, and we're going to see just the tail of our brother Lance. You can hear the sad music. Now, if you look in the background, we mentioned the cans and the labels. You're going to see a very particular set of can labels as we want it right here. It's going to say "Run, Mouse, Run" because that's what we're doing. And then we are going to have a huge time jump right here. So we're going to skip ahead about 3-ish months, maybe up to 6 months to summer. Verm is now much older. On his way out, he somehow picked up Sava's pocket knife and decided to drag that home with him, or came back for it, whatever. And Verm is now on a quest. Verm wants to kill the Yellow God who killed his brother and stole his tail, as you heard in the introduction earlier. So we are starting that quest by breaking and entering into someone's house through the mailbox. I don't know like how Verm gets through the mail slot, but you know, that's also the camera cuts away, so the camera doesn't know either. And now we get a new ability, and now we have our pocket knife. And as soon as we come in here, we run across the next boss of the game, which is Tiger the kitty. Now, Tiger kind of makes fun of us and plays with us a little bit and stuff like that. And it's like, oh, cute toy you got there. And we're gonna have a little fight. We cannot win this fight. So think of it like a Dark Souls boss. We're just gonna attack 3 times, and Tiger's gonna be like, oh, that was cute. And then Tiger is going to somehow pick us up and chuck us out the house. So here we meet Siobhan. Siobhan is our spellcaster, so to speak, of the group. She is going to use the magic of fire and gasoline and whatever goes in a lighter fluid. You're going to see some of that in a little bit. But for now, Siobhan is like, hey, what's going on? Somebody's finding the cat. And we get chucked out the window, or out the doggy door, kitty door, or whatever that is. And Siobhan rescues us, and Siobhan thinks we are a knight, like a moral, principled knight, you know, going city to city, helping right wrongs and that kind of stuff. And Verm's like, actually, I am not a good person.
I'm just an angry little mouse.
And so Siobhan kind of serves as like our compassion, our compass, our moral compass, and helps Verm, you know, kind of come to grips with things. She's gonna... Basically, we're gonna go meet her mother, who is and sorry if I get any of the lores wrong. It's been a while since I played this casually, and now that I know that the developer is watching, I am so sorry. I really am. If I get anything wrong, I am so sorry. But we're gonna go talk to, I think she says Mammy, the queen here of Cranville, to kind of ask for more information about the Yellow God. Verm is still in the early days of his quest. And they're basically going to be like, hey, you fought a cat. You shouldn't do that. And the reason being is if we mess with humans' pets, if we mess with their environment, they're worried that they're going to get out traps and exterminators and be like, why is my cat covered in scratches and pocket knife slashes and whatever else? So they're like, you don't mess with the house and the gods. And so they're not too happy. But Siobhan thinks the right thing to do is to kill the cat or defeat the cat because it is slowly picking off members of the kingdom. So Siobhan still wants to help us and show us her little treasure trove of items she's got back here. We're going to learn about the game dude, which is back there, and some other fun stuff.
Yeah, there's just a lot of really cool Easter eggs. You're going to see a bunch of them here. And from a thematic point of view, like, the reason that Siobhan and Verm really kind of hit it off is because they're both like fascinated with the world of humans. Siobhan in maybe more of like a scientific way, and Verm in like a I want to kill them all sort of way. But yes.
And here we find the holy lighter of Antioch, or my Python for you. No, it's just a lighter, but she's going to learn how to use that to cast the magic warm fire, I think it's called, of the lighter. And we're going to see that a little bit against the kitty. Little did we know kitties are super weak and susceptible to fire.
Who would have thought?
As they are.
Yeah. One other little fun fact about the game dude is there is a side quest that you can do in this game where you find a game cartridge and there is a little mini game within a game that you can play with it, which is just, you know, very neat.
And so in terms of the run, this first little, say, 15, 20 minutes or so is very highly scripted. There are a couple of RNG spots. This is one of them. We do not want Siobhan to die here to the kitty. If she does, we lose 10 seconds, not a big deal. But later on, when we get into some of the more complicated stuff, hopefully we'll make the game look easy. But there is very real risk of death in some places.
Yeah, one interesting thing about how the game is routed and the way we can handle the fights is there's no damage rolls. It is just a formula. So you have X attack power, you do Y damage. So fights are extremely consistent, and the main RNG that we deal with, like Queuety was just saying, is like, who do the enemies actually attack? Because we don't have any control over that, and that is random. But we kind of have like plan A, plan B, and hopefully not plan C. But that was a perfect fight. Good job.
That was great RNG. It cooperated. Now, the kitty is not dead. You can come back here and fight it as an optional boss later on, and then I believe you do actually kill the kitty. And then you take its collar and you bring it to another kitty. We're not going to do any of that, though. We're just going to leave the kitty alone, licking its wounds, partially, singed and on fire and, whatever happened. But we're going to go report back to the kingdom, and the kingdom is going to be real unhappy about that. So Siobhan is going to get exiled. They're going to say, you're not welcome here. We thought you would grow up and you would be the new queen and all of this stuff, but mommy's not happy. And then Verm stands up for her, like, what are you doing? She did the right thing. The old ways are dead. We don't care about the gods, stuff like that. So Siobhan is going to join us. And she's going to have a whole story around this. We'll try to keep you in the loop on Siobhan's life as we go through. But that's basically where we're at. And then we are going to find everyone's favorite trash pigeon here in a couple of minutes. Our fast travel system is a pigeon, and it's going to be great. And has amazing pigeon taxi music, so keep your ear out for that.
Yeah, and also a fun little dance that we'll demonstrate for you, or I will demonstrate.
I will not. I did not sign up for that.
Okay, fine, fair enough. But we encourage everybody in the audience to do that as well. So
Dizzy has unfortunate luck, and the lid fell on their head. So we're going to try to figure out how to get them out of the trash can here. Verm is very much like, I'm a big, strong mouse. I'm just going to flip the lid open. And then Siobhan, being, smart, is like, yeah, that's not going to work, and goes looking for other stuff. She finds a backpack down here, and using the incredible laws of physics that she learned in all of her studies, we're going to build a fulcrum with a lever, and we're going to pop that lid open here.
Yep. Or as Verm calls it, a seesaw.
Or seesaw.
Yeah.
And you can hear, I don't know what they're building in the background, because they literally just stick the ruler right in there, but there was hammering and sawing, and I don't know what's going on, but they worked really hard to get that in there. Mm-hmm. And running joke is Siobhan, you hear that little splat, she will fall every time she jumps out of anything. It's going to be a running thing, so listen for that little splat sound. Yep, bob your heads.
We're doing the dizzy. So we call it doing the dizzy.
And now we are going to the big city. We're going to Merida, which is basically London, but it's called Merida. And we're basically like, well, if we can't find the answers out here in the small town, another plop. Listen for the plops. We're gonna go to the big city and see who knows what's going on over here. And we've got some time. We're gonna go meet a new party member and stuff, but we got some time for donations and whatnot.
Yeah, happy to do so. Real quick, we still have less than $7,000 remaining on the Bad Ending New Game Showcase for Pipistrello and the Cursed Yo-Yo. If that incentive is met, MHF Silver will showcase a speedrun of the New Game Plus mode and get the worst possible ending. We know we want to see it. I know we can do it, chat. Let's get those donations in. I've also got $20 from Tornado that says, good luck in the small Saga run, trans rights.
Happy Trans Rights Tuesday, everybody.
Happy Trans Rights Tuesday.
Happy Trans Rights Tuesday.
And Chariot Tuesday, which we'll get to later.
That's right.
So these are our skill trees. They are fully edible? Edible?
They're edible skill trees.
Editable.
Yeah.
During the run, so we will be moving skills around. I'm sorry if I say something stupid. I am jet lagged, and it is like 7 a.m. here. So it is what it is. I am living off of caffeine and Verm's white hot hatred.
A couple of cool things that I'll point out. So on the skill trees, you can actually deselect the initial options that the game gives you as well, which is actually really helpful for this first sequence of fights. And then the other thing that Queuety was doing, it's happened once or twice, but I think it's the most consequential when you get to Merida, is your dialogue options matter. So a lot of the very detailed routing of this run has been figuring out the fastest dialogue options to choose. There are certain ones, like when you first talk to Bruce, that's like a hard stop if you don't pick the correct one. But then there's like 3 options when you get to the gate of Merida, and we figured out that the bottom one is the fastest because, hey, we're being honest, and it's sort of funny dialogue. There's a lot of really good dialogue in this game, so.
I'm going to pretend I wanted to turn that twice. It said nothing happened. It's a lie. Something happened.
Yeah, so now we're sneaking into the city because they wouldn't let us in the main gates, and every good RPG needs a sewer sequence, so that's kind of what we're doing right now.
And this is where we officially come clean to Siobhan that we're trying to kill the yellow guy, which is why she has that exclamation mark or snake, kind of like, what?
Yeah. Fighting some roaches. You can avoid certain combats in this game. Queuety will be demonstrating that with the next one that we get to, hopefully. But it's all movement-based. There are certain combats that you can't avoid at all, so.
And then we are coming up soon on our next RNG element, and that will decide early on how well we are doing time-wise. Well, I went the wrong way. That will also help decide how we're doing time-wise. If I go the wrong way, we won't have to worry about the RNG. So every section of let's call it blockage. Every section we have to build the pipe energy or the pipe like pressure, so we can kind of blow it out. So here we are avoiding our first optional fight.
You're gonna have to do it again on the way back as well. You have to get to the very bottom of that screen, and then you can move around them before they start moving. So far so good. Good job. The window's actually really tight to get that, so it does take pretty good movement, so nicely done.
Thank
and
you.
Here's the Kraken. A wee bug, as Bruce calls it.
And this is where we learn Bruce is our bard. Bruce will not fight, but he will sing music to us.
And Verm is like, that's not helpful. Bruce does have a really good ability, though, where he has an ability called Encore that will give a party member an extra turn. So that is basically what we are going to be using Bruce for throughout probably 90% of the run, is just giving our best character an extra turn each round.
And then here's our first chunk of RNG. We got the good one. We want Bruce stunned.
Yep.
If Bruce doesn't do anything the rest of the fight, that is fantastic. So we're just going to keep hitting and then hope that there will be one more stun. Yeah, whip Bruce in the face. That worked. So as long as no one dies, as long as Verm and Siobhan don't die, and as long as they don't get stunned, we are having the good RNG. So there'll be one more stun, and thankfully Bruce has been taking the hits, so no risk of death here. We're listening to some, bagpipe, Scottish music, whatever's going on. It's a banger.
If you couldn't tell from the tartan, Bruce is a Scottish squirrel.
And we should be just about done on this fight. A couple more turns here, and where's it going? I went to Verm. It's much worse if it's Verm at the beginning of the fight than it is now, so that is totally fine because the boss is dead and we don't care.
All right, good fight.
That was perfect RNG. It literally could not have gone better. So far, so good. We have had perfect up till this point. The next big RNG spot will not be until we get to Pocket in about 20 minutes.
Yeah.
The rest of it is very carefully routed, so it should be straightforward as long as I don't forget something. This is going to be a little bit of a newer chunk in the routing that I came up with about 3-4 days ago, so we'll have Blaze react to it in real time.
I'm excited to see this. Yeah, it's an ability that I knew about, but hadn't really explored too much. Plop. But Queuety found a really, if things go well, a nice time save that is associated with it. So we're gonna go for it, and Queuety's gonna show off the new strats that he figured out. So
I feel like that's the tagline of all RPG runs. It's like, if it goes well, it's gonna be great, and if it doesn't,
it's still fine in this case. If it doesn't go well, it's still fine. It's just slower. So. Also, hi, Sir Chad.
Ratless over here.
His name is Ratless, but later on in the game, you can lie and tell someone that his name is Sir Chad, and so I just call him Sir Chad now.
So here, Verm's idea is he's just going to walk up to the king and ask him where the exterminator is, which is totally going to work.
Yeah.
This is Anton, which is Bruce's partner, and so they are meeting up here in the tavern, and they are planning a robbery together. And they feel like they need a third person, and so they decide, let's ask everyone in this shady tavern whether or not they're a thief and whether or not they'll help us. So we're just literally going to go talk to every single person and be like, hey, do you steal stuff? Do you steal stuff? No. And everybody says no. So then Pocket comes out of nowhere and says, hey, I steal stuff. Let me show you. And then he steals our wallet. And we're like, yeah, okay, I think you're probably good. And so we're planning the heist while Siobhan has decided she wants to go to the library where all, knowledge is held. And this is Aquila or Aquila. This is the Plague Master. It's kind of one of the scientist leaders in the city. This will be one of our villains later on. So we will be fighting, we can call it Mewtwo or whatever, the Psycho Mantis. You'll see in the boss fight later. And then Verm is going to just kind of run right up to the king's door and be like, hey, what's up? There is a fun little thing here where if we talk to the Scissor Sister on the left there, we can do a little mini quest that will avoid a fight later. It's actually 2 seconds slower, so we're not going to do it, and we're just going to beat her sister up later. Actually, no, we're going to beat her up later. This is this is Smo, I'm pretty sure. And he was like, yep, you cannot talk to the king. So we went all the way up there, and now we're going to go all the way back. And that was the palace section. Yay.
That was a capybara in full plate armor, by the way. If you want, you can also donate and tell us your favorite rodent or a fun rodent fact. We would love to hear some of those.
Absolutely.
They're all represented in this game pretty much, so.
And I have learned quite a lot of rodent facts by playing this game. We'll bring up some facts about red and gray squirrels in a little bit. We have found Stilton and Bree again. They're hanging out with us outside the city, and they're like, hey, you were the one that took that knife. So we're just gonna, kill them again. And we're going to be seeing them throughout the game, don't worry. They are going to be recurring characters.
They are comic relief / plot devices and just peak British content, right? Stilton and Bree, like you can't have a British game without a character named Stilton and a character named Bree. I'm pretty sure it's in the rules somewhere.
Yeah, no, utterly required.
Yeah, like in the Magna Carta, I think. Yeah.
And if you look really carefully throughout the city, you'll see that they've been doing graffiti. There's Ornstein of the Ornstein and Smo pair. Daria, if you're still watching, and that is not the reference you were trying to make with these two, I'm sorry, but I'm going to keep calling them Ornstein and Smo. So Ornstein here is the smaller one, has needles for his weapon, and he is kind of the lead knight for the the city. He's like the paladin, basically. And Leo goes through his own story of crisis of faith and whether or not he's on the right side of history and doing the right thing with the kingdom. And we're going to see some of that later. So he's going to have his first kind of talk here where he's not quite sure, am I doing the right thing? What should I be doing? That kind of stuff. And then you see the giant judge's gavel there, the hammer of justice. Gotta love that.
Yeah.
I got a donut for you if you got a second.
Absolutely. We have all the time in the world.
Fantastic. There's some emojis in this one, so I think I'm going to say those out loud. But
as you do,
we have $300 from Secret Collage.
Hey, Secret Collage.
So cool to see my favorite runner making it to the main event at GDQ. I'm screaming, all caps. Go, Queuety, go. Here's to gaming for good. Stars, heart emoji. I've got a friend whose actual drive is to grow cancer cells and kill it for research. Here's to his efforts too, heart emoji. Enjoy the show, everyone. Keep spreading kindness. Star emoji and peace emoji.
Thank you so much, Secret Collage. That was amazing. Right. This is the newest part of the route. So I want to buy the secret mushroom from the shady guy in the alley.
We want to buy drugs. Give us your magic mushroom.
So our seed currency is routed exactly as much as we need. So to do this new route, we got to pick up some hidden money in random places. We go to the tavern and we pick up beer because, again, we want to buy the beer. Thank you. It helps if I hit the right things. And we're going to be using this for Bruce later. And we'll talk about that more in about 20 minutes. Here, we're going to meet a child who knows how to read a treasure map. And they're going to tell us what was on Sava's map from the beginning of the game, and it's going to be the single most important item in the entire game. Mm-hmm. So we're going to pick that up in a little bit.
Yep, very, very shortly, actually.
And then here's the gatekeeper who didn't let us in earlier, and he was like, you got in anywhere. Anyways, I guess my job doesn't matter. I'm just going to leave the door open forever. Mm-hmm. So he's very sad there, just in by himself. We're back to the dancing.
We have our first rodent fact.
Oh, let us know.
$10 from JT. Rodent fact donation train. Okay, it's not actually a rodent, but did you know the closest living relative of the thylacine, aka Tasmanian tiger, is a mouse-sized marsupial called the fat-tailed dunnart. It shares nests with mice in winter, even though it hunts them in the summer.
Huh. I did not know that.
Neither did I.
That's a very good one.
Thank you, JT.
This is now an educational stream. Welcome to Discovery Channel.
Also, we have just over $1,600 to get halfway for the bad ending showcase for Pipistrello and the Cursed Yo-Yo. Get those donations in. I know we can do it. Let's go.
So we did just get the Who Helm. It is, in fact, as Verm says, a cool hat.
It is also the item that makes this run possible because it lets you take base. It's not quite double damage both ways, but it is essentially you take more damage and you do a lot more damage.
Yeah.
Here we are in the home of the Nazis. That's right, we do have Nazi squirrels here. So Bruce is a red squirrel, and fun fact I learned through this game is this is actually something that kind of happened in the UK where the indigenous red squirrels were kind of kicked out of their homes and their habitats by the invasive gray squirrel species. So these are the gray squirrels. They took over this tree. They hate red squirrels. They are our Nazi party, and we're gonna go play music and rob them.
As one does.
As one, I mean, they're Nazis.
Yeah.
And if you pay extra close attention, I'm sure you'll find that the leader of the Nazis is I am ready, is a very special figure who is definitely not a Napoleon squirrel smoking on a vape.
An actual size vape, yeah. Love it.
And then you hear, I don't normally have the sound this loud, so I heard the breathe out. I was like, that was perfect.
Yeah. He's like, this is what music sounds like.
And so here we are going to play Flute Hero. It is a very easy mini game. The inputs are randomized, but I do need to get them perfect, so I'm going to make sure that I do that.
You got this.
It is super easy, but you look really stupid when you mess it up. And this is a cool little song that will get stuck in your head if you listen to it too much. I do warn you. Like I said, these are randomized. They are not related to the notes. You have to get them perfect because you get money based on how well you do in the song. And so if you get it perfect, you get exactly the amount of seeds we need for our next item. If you miss it, you got to do it again. Thankfully, you can do it again. They give you the option. But for a speed run, we don't like to do things twice.
Kind of defeats the purpose. Yeah. All right, nicely done.
Woo! Here is, yes, clap for the super easy Flute Hero. So Pocket's up here robbing stuff while we're doing that. And he's going to be kind of taunting the Major here the whole time. And then afterwards, as he goes out the window, he's like, oh, by the way, the name of that song is this. And then the Major's like, wait, what? Somebody robbed us? And then we get thrown in jail. So Pocket's whole idea was to set us up from the beginning. Until he wanted to steal that pearl.
Yeah. Well, to be clear, Pocket gets away.
Yes.
We get thrown in jail.
Yes. Dude, that breathe out is very loud. I don't know if anyone on chat or Twitch or YouTube can hear that, but I was like, that was a big drag.
I like the snaps too.
Yep. And if you look in you can see that they have like martini glass swords, and there's just so many incredible little details. Fun fact, that is a stoat over there in the corner. I learned that through this game as well. Now we're in prison, and we can see that they are actually just straight up Nazis.
Speaking of fun facts, I have so many more rat facts for us. I have $50 from Mr. Z-Bub. I donate on behalf of my favorite rodents, my guinea pigs, Chip, Idaho, Melody, Frida, Bubble, and Squeak. I can't reiterate how much I love this game. Thanks to Daria and GDQ for all of the hard work you do. I've also got $10 from Dirty Laundry. Did you know that rats can't throw up?
Ooh, I did not know that.
Did not know.
Oh, thank you all so much for that. I was going to say back all the hamster names, but that was a lot of hamsters. I do remember Bubble and Squeak. Awesome names. This is Gwen, our last party member. She is an escaped lab rat who is, actually, I'll tell you about her feet later. But she's going to tell us that, that basically the door is not locked. We can kind of just leave. And so we're going to do that. This is a stealth section of the game, so we're going to do our best not to get caught. The rotations and the line of sight and everything on this is oddly large and difficult. We are going to have, I'm not sure if they're frame perfect, but we will have a couple of very close calls. We're going to pick up the comically big key for the lock here, and she's already out because we find out her feet come off.
Yeah.
She's had both of her feet amputated as part of the lab experiments, so she has some disabilities and different things, but she was able to leave whenever she wanted. She was just messing with Bruce. So we are gonna go try to get our weapons back, and we're gonna go back here. If they see us, we get sent back to the jail cells, so I'm just trying to hit these. So far, so good.
There you go.
And we're free on the first part.
Nicely
Yay. Yeah, one other really quick note on the representation in this game. Incredibly diverse cast of characters. We find out that Gwen was thrown in prison for hitting on Lamia, the Swordmaster, who is the stoat that Queuety was talking about a little before. So, as the game goes along, we really find out a lot about, there's a lot of gender diversity, there's a lot of sexual orientation diversity, and just something for everybody, honestly, in this game. It's a really good model for in-game representation and all of that good stuff. So.
And one of the best lines in the game, Gwen calls Bruce an ooh-woo soft boy.
That's right.
The writing in this game is top notch. We are obviously skipping through all of it. But if this, is looking good to you, I will say that everything you're missing, the best parts are the stuff you're not seeing.
Yes.
So
100%.
definitely consider, supporting your local indie dev. Maybe not local, but supporting an indie dev who's done an incredible job.
Yeah.
Maybe local to you. I don't know where you are.
Just go down to the local dev store and buy something from your local dev.
Yeah. So this next guard is borderline frame perfect. It is super tight to avoid this fight, so I'm gonna try to get it and hope for the best here. We find out Anton is in this cage or jail cell. 1 second. I'm gonna try to get this. Yay!
Nice.
That thing is a nightmare, that guard right there.
And you do have to actually do the fights now at this point if you get caught. It's no more getting sent back, which is good and bad, but it's just time loss either way.
Little Mario RPG going up on the isometric scenery here.
Get some iron knuckles, which will apply regardless of who equips them to give it a combat bonus, which we will use quite a bit now. We're just getting to that point now where we can really start stacking damage. Gwen has the Who Helm equipped, and you can already see we're one-shotting most of the enemies now.
And so this fight's going to be super simple. We will one-shot the first couple, and then we'll run out of energy, so we'll let the third bleed to death. Sadly, we do a lot of mean things to animals in this game, but yeah, RPG for you. Besides, they're Nazi squirrels.
That's right.
So I gotta remember to take the helm off right
Yes. Yeah, the game has a shared inventory system, so if we unequip the helm from Gwen now, we're gonna flip back to Vermin Siobhan, and they'll be able to use the item, which is, again, the run would not work without some of these quirks in the game systems.
Yeah, so sometimes when the party splits up or different things, if you don't do the menuing before you think you need to do it, and you end up locked out of that item, some of the sections in the run just won't work. So if I do everything right, and I do have a note sheet open, if I do everything right, we will be fine. If I miss even one item or menu during a fight, we may wipe. So there is very real danger in this, but hopefully we'll be fine. Here we're gonna take the money we got from Flute Hero, and we're gonna buy this lighter, which is called a Zap Wand. We actually don't need to equip it yet, so we're just gonna do that. And then do a little bit of upgrades, and we are good. And we're gonna go back, and he's gonna do the same thing that he tried to do at Merida, which is walk right up to the quote-unquote king and be like, hey, where's the exterminator at? And this king doesn't really like us very much. He's a Nazi, so he decides to play a trick on us and send us to a place that is likely to kill us, looking for an oracle. There is a prophecy and a whole plot around that. frankly, I don't remember a lot of it. So I'm not going to talk about the prophecy too much, but there is a prophecy that the Nazi king here is like, there's a thing, the red squirrels are going to come back. So let's...
It's going to be 4 warriors,
Yeah.
So
you may have heard that one before, I don't know. So this is kind of our second instance, I believe, of Verm having PTSD. He's like, I hear Bruce down there. He's probably in a fight. Not my problem. Not my fleas. Not my circus, which is a line that comes up every now and then in the game. And then he'll try to leave, and his PTSD will kick in and say, I'm not running away like I did with Lance, or how he thinks he did with Lance. And so that always gets him to kind of go into these scrapes. One of my favorite things in this game is the scene coming up here, where we are going to have Bruce and Gwen breaking out from inside the prison, and then we're going to be breaking in. And so the guards are like, it's a breakout. Wait, it's a break-in.
yeah.
I love this part. And then you get the double snake emote there. And then shout outs if anyone knows the name of the dog we're about to see. It howls, apparently.
I know what the name of it is in the game, but it's not going to be around for very long, so probably not worth getting into too much.
I swear I saw this at KB Toys years ago.
We're gonna really see the power of the Who Helm here momentarily.
So this is supposed to be a whole fight where the Nazi general controls the dog and we do a bunch of stuff. We're not going to do that, so assuming I did everything right, yep, we're getting 20, and goodbye, dog. And then the Nazi's going to be, like, trying to have his turn. So we didn't even give him a turn. He's like, beep, boop. Nothing happened. No dog for you, Nazis. And then we just finish it up. So at this point in the game, we are still doing kind of like the early routing where we kind of made Verm our hero, and that was the first iteration of routing when the game first came out. We are going to switch fairly soon to the Siobhan one-shot route, where you're going to start seeing Siobhan one-shotting all the bosses, and that will come up in a little bit. But first, we have to get Bruce drunk in a little bit.
Yeah.
So we're going to do that. That's the newest part of this route, and then we're going to, fingers crossed, one-shot Pocket for being a very bad little thief. But first, they're going to get upset. So the whole like gimmick with Lamia is the reason that they are there is that the Nazis let them eat anyone and anything they want, basically. And so we're going to start seeing kind of the character come out here. And this is obviously going to be a boss fight later. But there was a little pun there. He was saying, I think I saw them, or my friend saw them, and then said Maya Broom, if I remember. And they did not like that.
The violence inherent in the system.
Then we're going to have 2 optional fights up here. We're going to skip one of them, and like I said, we're going to beat up the other sisters. So the 2 scissor sisters are going to come looking for us. They're going to find us in 2 separate groups. And... we'll see them here in a second.
I just realized something. The game doesn't actually call them the Scissor Sisters at all. It's just something we call them, right?
The Wikipedia does. I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not sure if the game officially does or not, but the
Okay.
wiki does officially call them the Scissor Sisters.
Okay.
Time for more rodent facts.
Absolutely.
I've got $250 from Furry
Wow.
Fisticuffs. Rodent fact number 1, rats are cool. Rodent fact number 2, rats can excrete porphyrin from their eyes and nose, a pink/rust-colored liquid that can be mistaken for blood. I also have $10 from Hearst. Nutria are a semi-aquatic spiny rat, and one of their most defining traits are the big, bright orange teeth that are orange due to the iron in them. They have 3 layers of fur and are often mistaken for muskrats. Also, we are just over $1,100 to get halfway for the bad ending new game plus showcase for Pipistrelle and the Cursed Yo-Yo. Chat, I'm going to challenge you. Can we get to $5,000, the halfway point of the $10,000 goal, before, let's say the timer hits 50 minutes? I know you can do it, chat. Let's go.
Let's go, chat.
Good job skipping that fight, by the way.
I took
It's
that
always
real carefully.
Yeah, it's always just like a little, because like at this point we haven't even geared up Siobhan for what Queuety was talking about a little bit ago. So if you mess up that dialogue tree, like you do get into a fight with Maisie and you're not really ready for it, so.
Also, shout outs to the bottle cap pauldron, one of my favorite pieces of art in the game here. And so this is the optional fight we could skip if we did a side quest in the palace earlier, but this is just faster. And then this is going to be the newest addition to the route up here. So
I'm excited to see this, but don't forget to get your Zip Zap potion also.
Yep, I do that before I do the thingy, but thank you for the reminder. We got to go talk to a snake, and we're going to tell him that cats don't like fire, and he's going to give us a magic potion. That is all things that happen in the game here. Yeah.
He wants to know cool facts just like us about rodents. Also important to do the correct dialogue choices because you don't get the right potion if you do that wrong. And there's no takebacks, so.
I just need to make sure that I get this all correct.
Oh yeah, you're good.
Okay, so the new route here is this skill right here. Bruce does 500% extra damage if he is drunk. So this
Tipsy, but technically it is tipsy. Let's.
Fair enough.
Moderation.
Moderation is important. So this is the fight where Bruce finally gets mad enough that he's actually going to hit something. And this fight used to take forever. And so we're going to instead drink and hope to one-shot Pocket here. It helps if we drink first. This has a chance to miss. So this is the next big RNG point. And Pocket digs around in his pocket and finds another knife. So here we go, and this does one shot. There we go.
Nice.
Good RNG.
Oh, RNG's with us.
4403. Nice. So we are right on pace right now.
Excellent.
Which is great. So technically speaking, we will be on record pace for the next hour as long as I don't screw anything up until we hit the next RNG point.
We have faith. Queuety chat audience, can you give him your energy?
Woo! That was fun to see. I have not seen that strat before, and that fight is really annoying because there's a couple of mechanics to that fight. Queuety already mentioned one, which is right before that fight is when Bruce gets to actually attack for the first time because he's a pacifist before that. The second thing is you can actually lose that fight. So the fastest way to do that, other than what Queuety just did historically in the route, is you just let Pocket kind of poke you to death. And that ends the fight. But there's a couple RNG elements in there as well. Plus, it's really annoying to menu to have Bruce attack because it's not his first option. So it's really easy to like mismenu, heal yourself, and then the fight just keeps dragging on. So that is much better. I'm a big fan.
Yep. So it feels bad if Bruce misses, which he does have a chance to do. I'm not sure what the percentage is. I've done a few rounds with it. He's only missed a couple of times, so it seems to be somewhat low. But if he misses, you went and you grabbed the alcohol and you did all that, and then you still have to take the time loss. So obviously that's not ideal. But when he hits, oh, it feels good. Because that used to be like a 1.5 minute fight. It was awful. So being able to skip that is such a win.
Yeah.
Here we are fully swapped to the Shaban one-shot route, and you're about to see a big boss fight, and we are going to completely obliterate it. So we basically break the game wide open starting from here. I'm just gonna double check Siobhan's inventory just to make sure before we start. Because if I gave her the wrong items, things are not good. It's not a good time.
Good thing to double check. Story-wise, so we have found now this is the old High Sky Garden. So this is where the red squirrels used to live before they were driven out by the gray squirrels.
Yep, so we thought originally, or Bruce thought, that the Nazi tree was his home tree. Bruce was looking to try to go home, and it turns out actually his home tree is the burnt out one. So this is a totally different tree. And as we went up the ladder or the stairs, we saw some of the spirits of Bruce's people and who were there at the time. And we're going to find out what the Nazi Napoleon sent us to find out, which is he knows that the top of this is filled with a nasty monster and wants it to eat us. And we're not going to let that happen because Shaban is ridiculously overpowered now.
That is true.
Time for a couple donations real quick.
Absolutely.
I've got $10 from Violet the Screeching Creature. Smash this system and bring the gods to their knees.
Oh, yeah.
I've also got one that is filled with rat puns. $100 from Saffler and Leica, longtime AGDQ viewer, first-time attendees here in Pittsburgh. We're cheering you on as you complete this epic rodent adventure. As you play this game next time, you might consider listening to every rat's favorite playlist with such classic hits like Sweet Dreams Are Made of Cheese, Don't Stop Believing, and I've got 99 problems, but Swiss ain't one. Cheesy jokes aside, it's great to be part of this great cause, so let's keep those donations coming. Also, we are just under $1,000 to get the halfway point of the Bad Ending New Game Plus showcase for Pippi Strello and the Cursed Yo-Yo. Remember, exclamation point and donate in the chat, and you can use the Twitch charity tool and choose an incentive on the extension. Within 15 minutes, you have to approve that extension, so be sure to do that quickly.
Thank you so much, and thank you, audience members who are here. This is my first in-person GDQ event, so thank you so much for having me.
Yeah.
It was also a small saga getting this game here. Blaze and I have both been submitting it for a couple of years now. Super excited that we finally get to show it off. It definitely deserves a little moment in the sunshine here.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite games of the most recent few years for a variety of reasons, but mainly because it's a game that I see a lot of myself and, the things that I care about in, and we need more games like that. So also it's a pretty short game. So if you want to pick this game up and play it casually, I think I like 100% of the game and it was like 9 or 10 hours. So there's a lot more than what you're seeing here, but also it's not a huge RPG as well, which is, it's nice to have more like pocket-sized, bite-sized games like this. So we appreciate that too. We're kind of building the dramatic tension here to go and retake the other Sky Garden. So Queuety's just kind of getting ready for that, rearranging some skills, and the party is about to execute, they call it Plan V, which is absolutely epic. Just enjoy this next scene. It is so good.
Oh, it is fantastic. I don't even think we need to explain it. I think it speaks for itself.
Yeah. There's 4 of us. The fight went quickly while we were in the donation break. There's 4 owls, and they're going to help us now because, yes.
And then we got some music. Since we beat Pocket, Pocket has decided to help us out. He feels kind of bad about Anton escaping, so he's doing a break-in while we are also breaking in with the owls. Now, the Nazis do have security systems, so they're going to go on high alert here and break out the fireworks. So we're gonna start. They're gonna start shooting magic missile at us, but they're not gonna hit any of us. And then we are gonna go right through the window. And the best shot, or maybe one of the best 2 shots in the whole game, is coming up here in a second.
Yeah.
Perfection.
Absolute cinema. This is my favorite though when they land in here. So that's one, the squeak, and then right before this fight here, just listen for it. It's great. Oh, the little battle call. It gets me every time. And now we got the squirrels with the cocktail swords. And the Zip Zap potion, I don't think we talked about what that does yet. You can use it on a character, and it's going to give them an extra turn immediately. So again, just really plays into what we're trying to do, which is loading up one character for like one big attack. One other thing we probably didn't mention about items before is items are not consumable, so you can use all items once per battle.
Sorry, I'm just focusing on the menu.
Oh, no, you're good. This one, the second round makes that fight fairly complicated, so.
And now all these citizens are going to start rising up, and you hear a loud punch there, and they're like, hey, you guys can't do that. So we could have gone around the city earlier, talked to all of them. There's side quests. We could get to know them. There's about to be a guitar. It's awesome. You can play music. It's really cool. We didn't do any of that, but here's some of the people.
Yeah. I love how Lamia just has Josh like under one arm, like carrying him up to the top of the tower too.
Now this is the Major with a creme brulee torch. Again, we're gonna just trivialize a lot of these fights using the one-shot method here with Shaban. And the way this method works is we are basically using Berserk and Overclock and items and basically giving every buff that we possibly can to Shaban. So she is just doing outrageous damage that is not theoretically possible at this point.
And now it's time to reason with fascists.
Yeah. Defenestration. Does it count if it's not a kick? I don't know.
Close enough. Yeah, now we got a menu here before the Lamia fight. This is a big, scary fight. If you're playing the game casually, this is kind of like the main boss fight of the first half of the game, so.
Yeah, I'm going to be quiet for this, so take it away for me.
Yeah, so one of the abilities that we haven't really talked about too much yet is an ability called Overclock that Shaban has, and basically that is a damage boost. So damage boost over time. We're going to start stacking that here. We're going to use kind of the different tools in our arsenal to get lots of overclock charges on Shaban. And then there's another ability that is going to come into play in this fight, which is, I don't remember the name of it off the top of my head, but if Shaban is at full health, Shaban also does double damage when doing an attack.
Do it. Okay, thank you.
Okay, so yeah, so that was the first RNG point right there. We do not want Lamia to attack Shaban. That mushroom we got earlier gives Shaban Berserk. So now we're just going to finish stacking our overclock charges. We're also debuffing Lamia with Gwen here. And I believe it's time for the big shot.
It is time. And if we did everything right, we'll exactly kill her and skip the next phase. So she had 238 and we do 240.
Nice.
Let's go.
Perfect fight. If you can't finish that fight in the one shot, Lamia will actually eat one of the squirrel guards and gain back a bunch of health. And the fight kind of gets into like a total second phase like Queuety was talking about. That fight's very like Undertale to me. Like Lamia is definitely like an Undertale stylized character in my opinion. So just a really, really cool boss, really cool character. But again, fairly trivial because we got good RNG and we have the best equipment that we need.
And then rather than submit or surrender or go to prison or anything, Napoleon here is just going to jump right off the top of the tree. Is he a flying squirrel? We don't know.
I'm out.
And Gwen was like, I'll follow him. And they're saying, no, it's not worth it. We will be seeing him again down here. He is not a flying squirrel, and he broke his ankle. But as we saw, Lamia was kicked out of the window, so they're down here, and they are hungry. So it is time to pay tribute. Mm-hmm. And we will not see Napoleon again, or the Duke, or whatever.
Yeah.
And this is about officially the halfway mark of the game. The parties are going to split up again. We're going to have a bunch of story stuff happen. Things are going to be great. Plenty of time for donations and facts and puns and jokes and whatever else we want to do. Take it away.
Oh, I have so much for you. So that Bad Ending New Game Plus showcase is nearing also that halfway point with less than $600 to go. Thank you so much for those donations coming in that all go to PCF. I also have several more Rat Facts donations. I've got $10 from Nordic. Thank you for signing up for Rat Facts. You will now receive fun facts about rats. Did you know? Rats' super strong teeth never stop growing. They have to keep nibbling to wear them down, or eating would become impossible. Would you like to receive Rat Facts more often? Text GDQ Rat Facts 400K hype for more. Note, you cannot cancel Rat Facts. I've also got $100 from Ben L. Rat Facts. Rats can fit their bodies through holes as small as 13 millimeters, and they can tread water for up to 3 days. Great job on the run, and let's kick cancer's butt. Also got $5 from Red Noisy Squirrel. As a red squirrel, I greatly appreciate this run. Thanks for showcasing this super cool game, Trans Rights.
Trans Rights.
Got $25 from Neon Epitaph. Watching Small Saga makes me want to pet our cute ratties, Luna and Aurora. Human or animal, always look for signs of cancer and never wait to get them checked. Fight cancer until it's fully gone. Fun rat facts. Rats do in fact fart, and generally they boggle when they're at their happiest. Okay. Thank you so much for that donation.
I like how there's like this really wide definition of like fun, with all of these rat facts. Like, this is a fun rat fact. I have no idea what it could be. It could be anything.
Oh yeah, no, these are all just fantastic rat facts of every shape and color.
Yeah.
I've got $100 from JD Puppy. Small Saga is so cute. You're doing awesome, Queuety, and so cool to see the Sony Aibo robot dog in the game.
There we
That's
go.
what it
Somebody
was.
knew the name.
That's
Let's
right.
get that bad yo-yo ending. Thank you so much for that donation to PCF. That is going toward that bad ending New Game Plus showcase. Nearing that halfway mark. I know you can do it, chat. Let's go.
All right, so things are happening again. This is not a fight that Queuety has to pay a ton of attention to, but we have been confronted by Leo, the Blade Master.
I'm super focused. I don't want to die here.
Well, yeah, that would be bad, right?
Yeah, it would be terrible if
Yeah.
Vern died here.
Yeah. Oh, you broke his sword. That's probably good, right?
Yeah, we're probably good.
Yeah. So yeah, this is kind of like the reality check, maybe, if you want to think about it that way.
Fatale mentioned.
Let's go Fatales.
Yeah, Fatale's mentioned down on the bottom. I don't know if everybody saw that, but that move is called Fatale.
Yeah. That's more hit points. That's more damage than we have hit points.
Yeah, Verm kind of takes it in the eye.
Oof.
Just a few more hit points.
Yeah.
There are some plot twists in this game. There is a reason we're stacking Siobhan and not Verm anymore. And this is where Leo's crisis of faith is slowly getting worse and worse, where he didn't want to kill Verm. Maybe he shouldn't have done that, but he felt like he needed to. I think at some point he thinks Verm has too much ambition, if I remember correctly. And now they are kidnapping, essentially, Siobhan to go make her work for the Plague Master that we saw earlier. We don't need to save the game. We're not going to die. So now we're moving into another season. This is another big time skip. So in about 3 months have passed. We are back in London, and Siobhan is working for the Plague Master. Sort of against her will, sort of not. And they are working on a project together to create robotic life. And we're going to see some of that. But first, we have to fetch a bunch of screwdrivers. Yay, screwdrivers.
I love the names of the books over here, too. They're
Classical
pretty
mechanics,
fun.
intermediate electrical engineering, simple rat stuff.
Yeah.
And we leveled up because watching Verm die, I guess, gave us experience of one kind or another. Here is some rat robot life. But first, screwdrivers. Now, fun fact, the screwdrivers are the same every run, so just 5, 4, 2.
Yep. He will get quite annoyed with you if you grab the wrong one, and they're a little annoying to navigate to, I will say, so.
Now here, Aquila decides that this does not constitute life. This is a fake representation of life. It's not truly alive. And as soon as we get it to work, he's like, destroy it, please. This is ugly. Get it out of my sight.
No.
So we're going to set it on fire, as Siobhan does. Sadly, it does take 2 turns. We're not used to that anymore. It's not quite a one-shot route, but it will take us 2 turns.
Yeah.
I have tried to make that a 1 turn. I'm sorry.
If you're playing the game casually and you don't want to put the robot down, so to speak, it actually damages itself each round. So you can't save the robot, but you can take a pacifist approach to not destroying it. But
And so here, Aquila is talking about the fragility of life, short lifespans, how that they've had, dozens of plague masters who have all been combining their work to deal with the fact that they only live a year or 2. And he is asking if Siobhan here would like to take over as the next plague master and say, go on, take your time, think about it. And instead, we went right to this picture of a ferret and still a key that is hiding there. That is for a secret Siobhan weapon later on in the game. But we're just going to rob the painting as you do.
yeah, for whatever reason, I mean, you can walk up to that painting in the previous season, but you can't get the key off of it until now, so.
And somebody stuck it in there around July or so, and if you don't wait, you can't have it. We're basically just running out of the city as fast as possible. They're going to start talking about Bree and Stilton have their own kind of journey that they're on. They go from being pirates to kind of freedom fighting guerrillas, like we're against the king, they're taxing us too much, that kind of thing. So they'll be coming back later, but they're starting to pick up their civil disobedience a little bit more. More than they were when they were pirates, I don't know. We're back. We're bopping.
This part gets a little weird because we actually don't have control over the fast travel at the moment, but there's story reasons for that. But we're kind of on a little bit of a linear track for now, so we're going to head back to Sky Garden first. And I wonder what they've done with the place. It's only been a couple months, so it can be tough to renovate.
If you've ever seen HGTV, you can work wonders with just a little bit of color.
I wonder if they want to love it or list it.
So you'll see we're a little bit more colorful here. We have, pride flags hanging around. We are kind of, if you notice, if you look at Bruce, he is no longer wearing his costume, is no longer, I'm not sure if ashamed is the right word, but he's no longer hiding who he is or what he represents, being a red squirrel. So he's kind of accepting his identity as being more proud of it. They did manage to find Verm's sword from the riverbank, and it is all nasty and ugly. So we're going to talk about how we can fix it up and whether or not Verm is still alive. So we're going to fix up the sword in the hopes that Verm eventually surfaces. And there have been rumors of a ghost in Rome, basically. You'll see Mouse Rome, and we're going to go check that out too.
Yeah. I like how Anton wants to come along, and they're just like, "Oh no, you're good. We're good. You stay here. Mind the Sky Garden."
Move.
The movement is like a little bit tricky at this game, just because you don't really have full range of motion. You can walk in straight directions and diagonals, and sometimes it's hard to navigate that way. So.
Anton was just like exactly in the wrong spot.
He really wanted to go along. It's like, it's GDQ, come on, just this once.
So we're gonna split up again. So we're gonna go to Gwen's hometown now. We've been to everybody's hometown, sort of Verm. We don't really see Verm's. Verm's is the tutorial at the beginning, so to speak, but this is Gwen's home, which is a university lab where they experiment on mice. Later on, we will find out that Gwen has blue hair, which is kind of, I believe, Daria, if you're still here, correct me, which I believe is a nod to using, cosmetic and makeup testing on mice and animal testing, which is, always unfortunate. And then, of course, she's missing, her 2 feet and different things. So we're going to learn a little bit more about that past and how that came to happen by going through the sewer. And the sewer is filled with nasty chlorine.
Yeah. On that note, though, one really important dynamic of Gwen's character is Gwen is very comfortable with who she is, which is really cool to see. And we'll, if you play the game casually, we'll kind of really skip through it fast. But Gwen has this really essential role of like helping Verm, figure out who he is, which is also cool. So this is a little bit of a tricky part. So those spouts, I guess I will call them, they can kind of knock you down. And yeah, you actually have to like go behind that encounter, which is not really intuitive when you first walk up to it. You have to wait. Speedrunners, we don't want to wait. So
I missed that cycle.
Oh, that was good safety for sure.
So these are sort of on a, not quite a global cycle, but they start as soon as you get in the sewer. And so sometimes you get them, sometimes you don't.
Yeah. This one we actually do want to get knocked off of, so don't. That was intended. It was good. There's a really good piece of armor on that previous room that I used to get in the run, but then we found out later on you don't really need it after we kind of fully adopted like the glass cannon approach. It just wasn't really necessary anymore, so. We'll let Queuety focus here.
Yeah, and Gwen's ultimate weapon is actually behind that waterfall. It is called urine, but spelled very differently, if I remember correctly.
I like this mouse right here. You can complain to him or compliment him, and I always like to compliment the worker mouse. He's trying his best. He was just on a break. It's okay. That ladder wasn't there before.
So I recently learned this is a thing that happens where rats can come out of your toilet if there's flooding or other things. So out the toilet we come, and again, plop. But this time, no sound effect because she's wet. Very nice touch. And she just goes, I did not like that. We did not either, Siobhan.
Yeah.
So this is where we find out where they're keeping all the lab rats. But unfortunately, there are no lab rats here. There was a situation, and all of the rats are missing and no longer with us, and that kind of sets Gwen off here. But there will be one character. Just double checking. All right.
Yeah. Again, there's no autosave in this game, so like taking a few seconds to double check things is really, really responsible of Queuety here. So this is George.
Yep. So George has a very religious take on the humans here, and his belief system is basically the gods give us food and water and all of our good stuff, so that they demand something of us. If they take our feet, if they take our hands, that is their will, and we have to go with it. And whereas Gwen is like, yeah, no, I'm not here for that. So Gwen broke out and bit the hand of the researcher. That's right. I don't need to do that. What am I doing? I can just stab. Pretty sure. Pretty sure. That'll work, right?
Guess we'll find out.
Yeah. So we do actually heal a little bit every time we stab him because he is bleeding. So that will be enough should be enough to keep us alive.
Yeah.
But this is why I double check my work, because every fight from here on out does get very close. And so if I miss a single menu on any fight coming up, other than the soldiers, we'll have to kill a lot of soldiers during the riots. Yes, there will be mice riots. Other than the soldiers, every fight from here on out, if I miss a menu, we die. So I'm just double checking things and being a little safe on some of it.
Yeah, you're good. Nice fight.
Thank you. Now we're gonna head over to Rome after this.
Anyone else get like 10th grade high school science flashbacks when that Bunsen burner comes flying in from nowhere?
Without question, yes.
With the little gas thing too, yeah.
And fun thing, if you saw the emergency button back there, you can come back and fight the true final boss of the game, which is the researcher. You need some serious endgame equipment for that. But welcome to Rome, or Vinium. It's made on a Monopoly board with Lego pieces and a bunch of other stuff. There's Sailor Moon in the middle, I'm pretty sure, a giant lollipop. And we are gonna learn about what day it is. It's a very special day today.
It is a very special day. It is Chariot Tuesday.
There we go. I would hover over the place where they say that, but just know it's Chariot Tuesday, and you'll see why. We'll leave it a surprise why it's Chariot Tuesday.
Yeah.
But this is Tuesday, at least here, and I don't want to talk to you, brother. What? And we're gonna find out they're in a mushroom farm, and this is a slave owner, and look who it is. It's our good friend. But Verm is like, actually, I don't want to do any of that revenge stuff anymore. I like growing mushrooms. I like being a part of society and having a meaningful impact. I'm not so angry anymore after I got stabbed in the face. So Verm is going to refuse to come with us, and we're going to be like, okay, I guess we'll see you later, and we'll leave. But then we get arrested by the slaver, and the slaver is going to throw us in the gladiatorial arena, and Verm is going to hear about this and hop back into action. But meanwhile, the slaves over here are like, it's Chariot Tuesday. Let's go have some self-care. They call it self-care. Let's go watch the gladiatorial fights.
Yeah.
A little bit of self-care.
Yeah. After a long day at the mushroom farm, nothing like blowing off some steam at the chariot races in the gladiatorial arena. So, you know.
I've got a quick donut from someone in the game.
Ooh.
I've got $25 from Yellow God. I killed your brother, Verm, and I will kill you too. All bad endings must be reached, so Dono goes to bad ending.
That was very good.
Thank you for that donation.
We will see the Yellow God himself a little bit later, don't worry. And you may have noticed I am wearing yellow. That was somewhat intentional, I'll pretend. It's a scorpion, oh no.
We don't have a weapon right now, so we're going to have to improvise. This is so great.
Verm's like, what's around? A Lego brick.
So good.
So
or
amazing.
nondescript, legally distinct build a thing.
It's a brick.
Build a square.
It's a brick.
So we're gonna fight scorpions with a brick, as you do. Thankfully, we have a certain set of skills that let us do that in one shot each one. This is another slight optimization of the run where there used to be an RNG component to the third scorpion fight, but we have fully removed that, so there is no risk of dying as long as I do not mess up. And more scorpions. There are always more scorpions.
There's another ability that we have enough skill points to get Verm now where on these multi-hit attacks like Cleave, you'll notice the last hit does double damage. And that's just another thing, again, it just like increases our ability to take things down, so.
into the music here. And if you look in the background, you can see all kinds of different weapons from some of your favorite franchises.
There's a really good dialogue between like the governor that's watching and the slaver. They're talking about Verm as the goatee, gladiator of the year, some of that fun stuff. So this game is just so funny.
And then after this, we are going to fight the gladiatorial champion on Chariot Tuesday. So, go ahead and put in your guesses now what you think the chariot will be. There are clues in the environment.
Is it going to be a chariot?
No.
It might be a chariot.
Okay.
It depends how we define chariots.
That's true, actually. A chariot is a generic term, kind of.
Hey, it's a Hot Wheels. That's right. We are now fighting Wolverine on a car. That is literally what it is called on my notes and on my live split. We are fighting Wolverine because that's Wolverine. You cannot tell me it's not. And we're doing it on top of the chariot on Tuesday. What more do you want? What more do you want? This.
What more could you want, chat?
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
Bruce, drive faster. It's like a classic car chase. Actually be over really quick, but enjoy it while it lasts, everybody.
Fun fact, if I miss one of these inputs, this Wolverine will kill me. That's why I took a safety save right before we come in here. I have made that mistake. I'm not ashamed to admit it. But we are fine. And goodbye, Wolverine.
Good fight. Let's go.
Hope everyone enjoyed Chariot Tuesday.
Thank you. Thank you for being here for Chariot Tuesday.
It's so slow.
If you enjoy Chariot Tuesday, we do accept donations.
Yeah.
All of those donations go to PCF, so please get them in.
And this is where we find out Bruce is the official ambassador for Sky Garden. He does have protected diplomatic status, and the slavers should not have messed with him. So as you do, the Emperor has decided Verm now gets the slaver's house, and the slaver is in jail indefinitely. And the slaves are going to take over the mushroom farm in true communist fashion. They own the means of production and are now going to rule the mushroom. Oh my goodness, rule the mushroom farm. And we're going to head out. But it turns out, as we know, we already finished out the laboratory section, so they beat us here. And Siobhan is going to be very happy to see us. With all caps and exclamation points.
It's a happy reunion for everybody involved here. And we're kind of getting back up to speed here. We had that brief moment where we lost Verm, we lost Verm's weapon, we found Verm's weapon, we found Verm, and now everything is right again.
And this is our house. We can redecorate it and do a little bit of that if we want to. You may notice our sword is now green. Siobhan apologizes she could not find our signature red, but it is green, and Verm is like, I'm okay with that, because if you remember our brother Lance, his color was green, and so now this kind of, in some ways, represents Verm coming to terms with some of his trauma and accepting what happened and representing his brother a little bit more, rather than having the kind of running away PTSD that he used to. Also, we have a new tail.
I could change the color.
I thought about it.
It lets you start decorating immediately.
Yes.
Yeah.
I could have done it. I didn't do it.
Yeah.
I should have done it.
Yeah, the tail is also really important for story reasons as well, which we're likely not going to see, but it is sort of meant to be, we fought Leo earlier and we weren't able to defeat him. Why our balance was off, or there's something to that effect, and there will be a rematch at some point, and the tail will help for most players at least.
Yes, so it gives us an ability called Nimblefoot, which will let us be faster and dodge attacks. But because we are one-shotting everything as we go, we kind of don't need that. And we will also one-shot Leo a little later on, and it'll be sad. You can save Leo. We are not. It takes quite a bit of effort to save Leo.
Yeah.
Here, we're going to climb some cans, and we're going to go into a chimney and find a secret room, as you do. And we're going to use that key we found behind the ferret painting earlier, and we are going to get Siobhan's ultimate weapon. I've tried many different ways to try to cut out this little journey to get the weapon, but no, we need it for a couple of breakpoints, and now we fully transition everything over to Siobhan, so we got to give her all the good stuff. Can you double check my notes while I run? Add push. Yep, should be good. And now we're gonna start the rebellion here in a little bit. But first, we have to go on a date. That is right. This game does have a dating section. Can you guess who's gonna be dating here? You'll find out in 5, 4. It's not Siobhan. Siobhan's peacing out. 3, 2. It's not Bruce. Bruce is peacing out. That's right. It's Verm and Gwen. We're going on a date. So we're going to show Gwen the city and talk about different things that we've seen. We are going to have a lovely beverage together. So if anyone has a favorite warm beverage, please donate and let us know what that is. But we are going to see matcha and coffee in a little bit. And it is probably my favorite scene in the game. I actually have a LCD screen on my PC. I have a liquid-cooled PC that I built. And the GIF on that LCD screen is what you're going to see here from the game. I looped it, and it is beautiful.
That does sound pretty much perfect, I have to agree, so
when we get back to the market that we saw earlier, we're gonna take a little snack break.
Yeah, a little coffee break.
Yeah. But for right now, Gwen is kind of seeing the city for the first time, and she's like, did you really fight a Kraken? That sounds like a lie. Did you, what's going on in the palace? And Verm's like, yeah, I went up there. But you can buy a coffee here actually throughout the game, and it does give you an item. I think it gives you 3 energy if you use it. We don't need it. But so we're hanging out.
Time for a quick dono?
Absolutely.
I've got $5 from Clappy Kong. Rat fact, rats have a hypersonic laughter inaudible to the human ear when tickled. So on behalf of chat, send your cheese boys pats and tickles.
I mean, I don't own a rat, but if I did, I would try that.
Time for one more?
Absolutely.
Fantastic. I got $15 from Tetraslash. This game is so charming and the commentary is fantastic. Thank you, Queuety and moonblazewolf, for a lovely morning run.
Thank you so much.
Thank you
thanks
so much
for watching.
Yeah, thank you so much for those donations coming in. Remember to use !donate in chat, and also you can use the Twitch charity tool and make sure that you are approving the extension so you can choose that incentive. We're getting so close. We are less than $200 away from the halfway point of the Bad Ending New Game Plus showcase on Pipistrelle and the Cursed Yo-Yo. Thank you so much for those donations at PCF. We cannot do this without you.
Now, if anyone has played Final Fantasy VII, this might look a little familiar. But this whole date basically sets up like Verm trying to figure out like who he is and who he wants. So Gwen asks him like, "Hey, do you like boys or girls? What do you want to do when the fighting's over? Do you know what you kind of want? Have an idea? Do you want to be a warrior? Do you want to continue the quest to kill the Yellow God?" And so we're doing a little bit of soul searching right now.
Yeah.
But hanging out on top of Ratless here.
Yeah, the game also does have a few different minor variations to its endings, I believe, and the dialogue choice that you make there is one of the factors that I believe plays into that. So
I did not know that. I just chose one. Hopefully it was a good one. That is my favorite response in the whole game there. When you come back, Aquila's, like, "Hey, welcome back. What have you been up to?" And my favorite answer there is I always select doing mole stuff.
Yeah, as one does.
Because it's awesome.
Yeah.
And then Aquila's like, "I don't really care what you were doing. Welcome back. Let me show you my secret plan, Excalibur." Now, Excalibur is up here. There will be a boss fight over Excalibur. Anyone have any guesses? Put your guesses in now what you think Excalibur will be. It is not a sword. I'll let you know that.
A tiny car.
A chariot.
Is it a chariot? Is it a chariot?
It is not a chariot, but good guess.
I don't know how they operate the elevator too. It's just one of the things in the game that's just like, whatever, it's fine. It's a video game.
I never noticed that. Now that you pointed it out, I'll never unsee it.
Yeah.
So we are at the top of, I believe, Parliament. My knowledge of London is a little suspect, but we'll see some things later in the game that will confirm that idea. So we are gonna figure out what Excalibur is here, which is it's gonna come out of the floor. The rats have been working very hard to build this whole system over the last, 60 years, actually. Excalibur is, dun 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 dun, drum roll, an unexploded World War II bomb from the Nazis. Yay! Who had that?
Or boo, but
or boo.
Yeah.
Who had that on their bingo card?
Yeah.
It's also attached to a ballista because they're gonna shoot it out the window here. So what we find out is, obviously Siobhan doesn't want to do that, so she says, I'm not going to do this. But the king and Leo, the knight, are going to find out about this, and that's when Leo is like, I am definitely on the wrong side of history here. And so something that's kind of cool about this is we went to a kingdom that was very overtly fascist and Nazi, and like you could tell that just by looking. But here we have what looks like an ideal fantasy kingdom. We have a royal guard that very much believes in honor and all of that. And then we find out that the king is totally cool with mass murdering the citizens and hates the poor and that kind of stuff. So it's like even if you look the role, you know, you can still be rotten underneath. So we're gonna set up some riots here, as you do. But we're all in the tavern, if you remember that from a couple of times earlier in the game, and we are actually coming up towards the end here.
Yeah, this is kind of like the point of no return for the story. So we're gonna get through this dialogue, and then Queuety is gonna talk to Stilton and Bree, and that's gonna activate the final sequence. But you do have the option, if you want to leave here and go back and do all those various side quests and things like that as well, using Dizzy. So.
As we just saw Keela, do we have a moment for a quick sickly rat fact?
Sure.
For sure. $25 from Tyler Kiwi. Rat fact. The connection between rats and sicknesses was not established until the early 1900s. So the people of the medieval and ancient world did not consider mice and rats to be dirty, sickly, or disease-bearing. Ancient Greek and Latin also called both mice and rats by the same word, mis or moose, making rats and mice hard to distinguish in pre-modern writings as well.
I'm learning a lot today.
Yeah.
These rat facts, keep them coming in, everyone. This is fantastic. We have hit the halfway point of the Bad Ending New Game Plus showcase.
Let's go.
Thank you so much for those donations coming in. Keep them coming.
So here we're starting the riot, and they were like, what? We thought like hundreds and hundreds of people would show up. We had all these RSVPs on the game's version of Eventbrite, and no one came. So they're basically like, Verm and friends, can you just kill all the guards for us? And so that's what we're going to do. We're going to do 7, I think, fights of soldiers where Siobhan just spread fires and kills all of them. So we're going to do a little section here.
It's a lot.
It's a lot of soldiers, and we're going to do the same thing for each one as we slowly make our way towards the palace during the riots. And we're going to see a couple different versions of soldiers here. It doesn't matter because Siobhan does this and they're gone. They did set up a little barricade of colored pencils up there. Very, very sturdy. We totally will never find our way around that. But we're going to be doing this, so we definitely have time for more donations. We'll probably be a little bit more focused in towards the end of the run, so if you want to plug a bit for now, that'd be great.
Yeah, absolutely, and let me get through some. I've got $25 from Mal. Oh, this is following up on a previous fact about boggling. Vermin fact, when rats are happy or relaxed, they grind their teeth in an action called bruxing. If they're really happy, bruxing will make their eyes wiggle in and out of their sockets, also called boggling. That makes more sense. I've got $5 from Tater, Butterscotch, Reba, and May. Here's a rodent fact from my 4 guinea pigs. Newborn guinea pigs are born precocial, which means that they're born fully developed and are basically mini adults at birth. In contrast, humans and most other rodents are born altricial, which means they are born defenseless and underdeveloped. Wonderful, wonderful. Thanks for all of these donations going to PCF. Cannot do this. This is fantastic. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I've also got $10 from Marina. Good morning, GDQ. It is my birthday today, and what a gift it is to watch such cool runs like this while doing my part to combat cancer. Here's to more Pipistrello content for later. Cheers.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. I've got more rat facts if we got time for it.
Yes.
Okay, I got $10 from Nordic. Thank you for signing up for additional rat facts. Did you know half of the world's rats have detachable feet? Note, not all rat facts are factually true.
I was about to say Gwen makes a lot more sense now, and then you threw that in.
Yeah.
I was like, I did not know that was a thing.
I've got $10 from Spicy Paladin. Hey, Queuety, I'm still grateful to you for having me on perilous paths to run Death's Gambit Afterlife. And I'm thrilled to donate during your run on the big stage. You're doing great. You've got this.
Thank you so much, Spicy Paladin. So referencing, I do host a show on GDQ Hotfix called Perilous Paths every other Monday, 7 to 10 p.m. Eastern. So check that out during the year-long programming if you're wondering what that donation was about. But we gotta do some menuing.
Yep, time to get set up for the end game here. We're gonna have one last kind of party split coming up here. Verm is gonna go Mauso, is that what? I don't know, with Leo. And the rest of the party is gonna go after Aquila and try to stop the Excalibur, so. And there's a secret path to the palace in Stilton and Bree's house. So here we go.
But first, we have to watch some Regicide.
Just a bit.
Just a casual regicide.
I think, I don't know how people like reacted to this scene when they played it casually. It just made me mad because it's like, duh, Leo, like what did you think was gonna happen?
So Leo's gonna look to the sky, he's gonna have a little twinkle in his eye, and he's gonna come to the realization he's on the wrong team. And since he does have a very strong sense of morality and he believes very much in being a paladin and all of that, he feels he has to take action. So he's gonna do this.
He's gonna do this.
He's gonna do the thing.
Let's do this.
And if you do remember Ornstein from Dark Souls, he is the Lancer that slides forward like that. So again, why I think it's, Ornstein and Smell. But now we are gonna have a fight to the death, and it does not involve us. So all the guards are like, you can't do that. And Leo's like, do you really want to fight me, guys? I will take all of you.
Did you see when I did 1,000 damage to Verm about half an hour ago?
Meanwhile, Smell comes in and he's like, you can't do that. Even though we're best friends, I think he says the hammer of justice is all the heavier for it. So now they have to fight to death. But since we already gave it away that we have a one-on-one with Leo coming up, you can guess who wins that.
Sorry. Just really quick, this was a Kickstarter game too, so a lot of the Kickstarter inserts are stuff like this with like the portraits, and some of the side characters that we've seen were also different Kickstarter things. So really neat, integration of some of that into the game in a way that is very, I would say, natural. So, but we are headed to the Aquila fight. This fight has, I'm not kidding, like top 5 all-time boss themes of all time. It is such a good track.
We won't hear almost any of it. We'll hear
That's
like
true.
22 seconds, I think, or so of it.
Yeah.
But definitely go check it out on Spotify or buy the OST or wherever you can get it, because the song is incredible. Or just buy the game, sit there in the boss fight, and listen to it, which is what we did while we were waiting for this run to start. I actually loaded up a save, and I was like, let's just go hang out with Aquila.
Yeah.
Fun fact, if you don't beat it in the timer, it just goes straight to a game over. We learned that today.
Yeah, we're like, we don't know what actually happens if you don't beat it in, I think it's 4 minutes you get.
240 seconds, yeah.
Yeah, we'll see here in a moment, but yeah, just enjoy.
I think I will get through it, hopefully.
I believe.
We believe.
Yeah. The song itself is called The Anthropocene, which is the name of the book that you also walk through to get up here, so just really cool stuff. But I'm gonna let Queuety focus and let everybody enjoy the track once it gets going here. Basically, we're confronting him being like, you can't do that, we're gonna stop you. He's like, it's too late, I already started the timer, and here we go.
And totally not Psychomantis or Mewtwo. Yep.
The actual mechanics of the fight, similar to some of the other fights that we have done, we're just going to power up Siobhan here with overcharges. The only wrinkle, I would say, is we had to give Verm the Who Helm, so we're kind of doing this without some of our best equipment, but still good enough, so.
Just when the banger starts.
Thanks, Bruce.
Sorry. Goodbye. But I swear, if you listened like 10 seconds more, it goes off.
It goes so hard. Harder than any song in a video game has any right to, but it's so good.
And we officially have 3 fights left in the game. I do not know how we're doing on pace, but so far so good on RNG. Here we are gonna disable the ballista because we cannot disable the bomb, and that might be important later.
Yeah.
Just a little.
I like Siobhan's like, it's mole technology, like moles have like a tech tree and it involves
ropes
ropes and pulleys and stuff. So But yeah, hopefully we've disabled the bomb because we don't want it to go off and kill everyone in Merida. So we'll see how that finishes up. And in the meantime, Verm is walking up to the throne room. We'll actually get to go in this time and see what happened. I will share one fun fact about this fight, which is you can also do this fight. Queuety mentioned earlier, you can save Leo. You can also do this fight with the Lego brick. And if you do that, you get unique, funny dialogue from Leo where he's like, what is this, a brick? If you're not going to take this fight seriously, I don't know what to tell you. So.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah, it's like unique dialogue. If you do it, it's so cool. So play this game casually. Play it. It's so fun. Mess around with it. Do fun stuff with it.
Now, Leo will one-shot us, so this is where I always have a minor heart attack. If I miss the equipment menu, we will just die, and it is unfortunate. So I am going to just pray that this does the right amount of damage. And thank you.
All right.
I have lost so many runs to that, you have no idea. Just missing him, and there's no way to go back because the party split up. So we have one last equipment here, and then we go on to the final section.
Yep, this is our last check, our last save point, and then it is on to the final boss fights. The first fight is pretty much scripted at this point. The second fight we'll talk about. There is a good amount of RNG that it can definitely go pear-shaped, but if it goes super well, it is totally free and very efficient. So we will see how that goes. But for now, we're finishing up. There's one very important ability that Verm just learned, because Verm is going to be the primary for the first fight that we do. We get those Berserk stacks. The Berserk increases our number of hits, and now it also gives us extra damage, which doesn't really matter for a lot of the fights, but for this fight that we're about to do in particular, mechanically, everybody's only supposed to do 1 damage per swing because we're going to fight the gas machine that is, fumigating, we'll say. But for whatever reason, the ability that Queuety just put on Verm kind of bypasses that, so the damage gets added after, and it'll make the fight very simple compared to how it would be if you played the game casually. So. You can also choose who you want to walk to on the way to the final boss fight, which is fun.
I didn't do that on purpose.
It's one of my fun things to do when I'm doing runs. Is just like, okay, Chad, who do you want to walk next to? You want to walk next to Bruce or Gwen?
We should have done
Siobhan?
a bid war.
It could have been, but yeah, just this little sequence is fun. You just walk up, but you can move left to right just with Verm. So, and here we go.
And then I'm going to be real quiet during these fights because, again, this is the last point of RNG, and it can be a little finicky.
Yeah, you're good. Yeah, this is the gas machine. We're going to put that Berserk on, and then we're just going to chip away a little bit with the other characters. They get a little bit of damage at it, but again, it's so minor. The gas machine itself, I believe, has 20 hit points, so not a lot. But you're not supposed to be able to do this. It's just the way that particular ability works. You get all that extra damage there. So perfect. That is the gas machine.
2 fights left.
Yep.
We just have our friend, the Yellow God, who donated, and we're about to see him again.
All right. So this fight is very, very important. The way the fight works, well, it's 2 phases. The first phase is free, so we won't worry about the first phase. In the second phase, the Yellow God will get a round of attacks in. It is very important. You have a 50-50 for the main fight part of the strat. You don't want him to attack Siobhan because Siobhan has that ability we mentioned earlier for the Lamia fight where if they have full hit points, they do double damage. And the double damage is significant in this fight because it is essentially the final boss fight. But like I said, this part's free. We defeated the feat. Nicely done. And now it's the hands of God, and this is the scary fight. So we're hoping the first attack wave that Siobhan escapes unscathed, and then we should be good. So we'll see what happens here. I also just love how this is stylized. It's really cool. So we're doing those overclock charges. We're going to go ahead and lower the defense of the one hand that we can, and then we're going to go back to Siobhan. We're going to do another overclock, and then we're going to pray.
Please, please, please. Do not flick Siobhan in the face, no! Do not do it again. Okay.
Okay, so we got the one flick. So now we're kind of on plan B. We need to stall a little bit here. Keep charging up, but again, we need the full hit points. So we're gonna kind of take a turn here. We're gonna heal up Siobhan, and then for the second phase, there's gonna be a grab. And now we're just hoping that Siobhan isn't the character that gets grabbed.
Do not do it.
Okay. I think that's fine.
I need a little bonus damage on this hand, I think.
Yeah.
And then I should be good to do this, right?
Yeah.
Is that it? Oh, I didn't get a shield break off on that one.
It's still free though. Like we can grind it down. It's just not we're not into optimal, but the fight is not scary anymore, so.
So this is the last RNG point. We were on record pace until it flicked Siobhan in the face, and that is what cost us the record pace.
And yeah, that's just RNG for you.
Yep, so now we just have to kind of grind this hand down a little bit.
Yep.
Because ideally you would never see this phase.
Yeah, if Siobhan does not take any damage on that first attack, you straight up just one-shot both hands and the fight is over, so.
All right, Bruce, get in there. Get in there, Bruce.
Yeah.
1 damage, let's go. Oh. I have not seen that attack in a very long time.
It happens.
Okay.
There we go. All right, so that's the last combat. It is not time yet. We will be to time in a bit. We gotta wrap up the action here, so. This thing has a name. I don't know what it is. I'm pretty sure it just sits in the House of Commons in Parliament,
Yep.
and they do stuff with it. It's like a ceremonial mace or something, but we're gonna do this with it.
And this is the other part where I said at the beginning, I like to think about the human perspective of what's happening.
Yeah.
Think about if you're the exterminator when you see this.
Like, who did this to me?
Run.
Run.
So Verm has officially given up his quest to kill the Yellow God. He comes to grips with the fact that 1, that's probably not the same exterminator that killed Lance. 2, there's billions of humans. If you stab this one in the eye, it doesn't really matter. It just brings more hatred. And so Verm kind of, gives it up. Now, from the exterminator's perspective, I assume Verm did not use English and probably just a very loud, angry squeak, which if I was that exterminator, I would immediately leave the building too. But the bomb still blew up. The bomb was on a timer. So we're gonna see here in the background that the chunk of the skyline is just, it's gone.
Yeah, that clock tower got bombed, got boomed good.
And so time will be in about 30 seconds or so. We've been seeing statues throughout the game. Those are our save points. Those are our lores. The first statue we saw in the game was a statue of Leo. This used to be a statue of the king. It is now a statue of Verm. Verm hates it because Verm is Verm and he hates everything. But it is now a statue of Verm. Now, time will be when we talk to Siobhan up here, so probably about 15 seconds. We can hang out with all the cast members if we wanted to and see what's going on in their lives, but we don't got time for that. We got places to be. Time is coming up here. Time.
Amazing run, dude.
What was that? Sub 140. I'm very happy with that. I am very, very happy with that. Not quite a record, but so the record is 139.27, so we were literally just that last fight. That one flick in Siobhan's face, that's all it takes. That's all it takes. So here we have some end credit stuff. The credit scene in this game is fantastic, but we should do some outros. So Blaze, if you want to start us off.
Yeah, I just want to say thank you to Daria for making this game more than anything. I've been playing video games for a long time now, and the more I play, what I find is the games that really stick with me are the ones that I see myself in. And this game is a perfect encapsulation of that. So thank you so much for making that. I also want to shout out another runner of this game who is going to be running this game at Frost Fatales in a couple months, 3Pup.
Hey, 3Pup.
So shout outs to them. Watch that run. Check this game out again. I did get word that there's going to be a Steam sale on this game as a result of it being in GDQ.
Hey,
and
let's go.
The developer is also working on a Switch version because this game is only available on PC at the moment. So if you want to pick this game up, it's going to be a great Switch game as well. Just an incredible game. Support indie devs. Support indie games. it shouldn't be like a thing that we hold up and be like, this is amazing that one person made this game, but this is one person's thing that they kind of like put out there in the world, and it is beautiful, and we need more games like this, so.
Absolutely, I couldn't agree more. I +1 to all of that. I do want to shout out my amazing commentator. I couldn't do this without you, an incredible runner in your own right of this game.
Oh, thank you so much.
So thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. Thank you all out there for tuning in, for donating, for hanging out with us. That means the absolute world to me. Thank you for joining us on Chariot Tuesday here. Thank you to GDQ for having us, for doing everything with this. There's amazing people behind the scenes. You can't see it at home, but there's so many volunteers and staffers and things that go on to putting on this event. And so, a huge shout out to everyone who's been involved in this, to our host JR, who has done an incredible job with Rat Facts. Thank you so much. Fun fact, JR hung out with me all of yesterday to kind of go through this run and watch it, and was very intrigued by it. So thank you for helping me on practice there. Last thing, I guess, is if you want to see more of me, follow me, anything like that, twitch.tv/Queuety, Queuety, like it is on the screen. That would mean the world to me. Hopefully we can build a little bit of community there. And then, as mentioned earlier, I am a host for GDQ Hotfix every other Monday, 7 to 10. So definitely year-round, feel free to tune into GDQ right here on this Twitch channel, and we're always going to have amazing content for you. But thank you all so much for hanging out with us. That is all it for us here with Small Saga. There's an incredible credit sequence. Support indie devs. It's an amazing game with amazing messages. Highly, highly recommend. But that's it for us.